Okay, welcome back to part 2 of our lesson. Hopefully you have really added a lot of fun bling and jazz to your picture. The next step you're going to want to do is use a Sharpie or a permanent marker to outline. This one that came with your kit is a fine marker. You are welcome to use that one. If you have a thicker one, you can use that one as well. I'm going to use the thick one for demonstration purposes only because the thin one is very difficult to see on video. So I'm going to use the thick. Once again, you can do whichever one you prefer. We're going to pretend that your dark marker is a train. Your pencil lines are your tracks. Trace your lines or stay on the tracks. Don't make new lines unless it's intentional design. If you go outside of your pre-drawn lines, you might make it look a little funny. So definitely take your time, outline everything. We're going to pause the video and come back with a nicely outlined picture. Okay, my friends, it is all outlined and it is time to fill in. This is the point where I go over the basics of what tools you're going to be using. First of all, this is a paintbrush. It is wood, it is metal, and it is a synthetic hair. If you go against the flow of the hair, for instance, all the bristles are going this way. If you push this way, you're going to give it a bad hair day. So always paint along the grain of the bristles. You need a napkin. This is to dry off your paintbrush. And you need water in a cup. Now to clean off your brush, you're going to swirl it like it's chocolate milk. You're going to drag it up the side of your cup and you're going to gently drag it across your napkin. That gets you a nicely perfect point. Now, I think I already mentioned this. I know I already mentioned this, that your paints are not the kind that stain. That doesn't mean that they don't make a mess. It just means they don't stain. They are also slightly transparent, which means you can kind of see through them. So if you want really dark, rich colors, then you're going to want to paint a layer, let it dry, and paint another layer. Now for this picture, you can really just go to town with whatever design you want to do. Whoops, as I throw my pencil across the studio. But for this picture, I'm going to keep it sort of along the lines of the sample. So I'm going to start off with a red. You come in here, you just twist the edge. It's a wonderful little paint set. They are water-based. If they start to dry out, add a touch of water to them. What's great about them is that it's individual wells instead of the one connected piece that pops up and down. So I'm going to dip my brush into the paint, but make sure that you don't dip it past the barrel. If paint gets up in here, it's not a good thing. It will dry out the bristles and make the paintbrush fall apart on you. So I'm going to add some red to the centers of my edge design. They're kind of flowers off the edge, off the center, but because you can't see all of them, they are slightly abstract. I'm also going to paint red around the eyes in my little flowers. Make sure you spread it out. No clumps, no bumps, no boogers. You can do it on this one as well. Now for this picture, it is not a blended painting. It is just solid fill. If you would like to add other colors to your existing colors, you're welcome to. There's really not a wrong way to do this. There are a couple things to remember though. First of all, don't try and stick your hand across wet paint. You might dip it in, turn your canvas. So that's my trick number one. Trick number two, there are 3 color combos that when you mix the paint together, you are going to mix brown. And as soon as I get this last little flower over here done, I'm going to show you what those color combos are. All right, so we're going to use my napkin. I have red on my brush, so I'm going to do red first. If you take red and you add green, you make a really not so pretty brown. Another combo that do not make pretty colors: yellow and purple. Mix them up together, an even uglier shade of brown. And the final combo: orange and blue. The ugliest of browns. Now, the reason that they make brown is because it's taking the three primary colors that you cannot mix. You cannot make red, yellow, and blue. No matter how many colors you mix together, you can't make them. So any color combination that includes all three of those colors will make brown. So I have all three. Mix them together. Brown. Why does, actually I'm going to leave it open. Why does mixing blue and orange make brown? Because the two colors that make orange are the other two primary colors. Why does mixing green and red make brown? Because the other two primary colors make it. And then finally, why would mixing yellow and purple make brown? Because it takes two primary colors to make it. So it may seem a little complex, but in all actuality, it's a pretty simple concept. If you mix any combination of the primary colors, you're going to have brown. So when you take this painting to your next level and you want to add color and create your own colors and blend and stuff like that, that's all good, that's great, happy artist. But if you mix the wrong colors, you're going to have brown. Not that brown's a bad thing, but it may not be what you had intended. One wonderful thing about this paint is that it is kind of foolproof. What do I mean by that? Watch this. I'm painting my little flower and oh no, I accidentally went outside my lines. What am I to do? I'm going to take my paint. I'm going to get the paint off my brush. I'm going to drag it up the edge. I'm going to paint the oops with my water. I'm going to take a clean napkin and I'm going to wipe it away. Pretty awesome, huh? You really can't mess it up. You can do the same basic thing with, I'm just cleaning it up with a little water. You can do the same basic thing with acrylic paint, just not as easily. Acrylic paint is a water-based paint as well, and it does wipe up. As long as it's still wet, it will wipe up. All right, so that's pretty much it for this lesson. What I'm going to do is in the next video, I'm going to do a sped up version of me finishing this painting. There's nothing that I'm going to do that's anything special other than adding color. I'm going to treat this like it's a coloring book. So if you would like to watch me fill in the remainder, you're welcome to. Just go to the next video. Otherwise, I really hope you enjoyed drawing this adorable sugar skull cat and fish, and hope you really enjoy painting it on your canvas. We look forward to working with you for further future Art Lesson Crates. I hope you have a wonderful day. Keep on creating. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.